For Tiffany Chin, 1985 turned out to be a tumultuous and a very trying year. According to the Chin family, Tiffany had been developing a muscle alignment problem for some time. So her mother, Marjorie, decided to take her off the ice for most of the year and started her in tedious physical therapy. Tiffany's rise in the skating world had been very fast, and this sharp turn was just as swift. It was unexpected, and it hurt.
At first it was terrible because I thought, I'm the new national champion. I'm sure others have at least enjoyed that title for a month or so, you know, doing exhibitions or having fun or just training with that idea, you know, knowing that. But I had no enjoyment whatsoever. It was just every day doing this, and I thought, well, other people must be thinking I'm taking a picnic, but boy, are they ever wrong.
The physical ailment and time off the ice caused problems between the Chins and her coach, John Nix. After the 1985 World Tour, Tiffany and the coach parted ways.
On her return to California, I think it was in the latter part of March, her mother, Mrs. Chin, and I had some differences in training philosophy, particularly regarding scheduling and perhaps priorities. And as I understand, her mother directed her skating through the summer months. I have very strong feelings when it comes to a point that I feel that the directions are incorrect, then I think it's probably best that the skater go on to somebody else.
And that's what she did. Tiffany and her mother have been living and training in Denver since early December. She's been undergoing therapy for what amounts to flat feet and an inward hip rotation. The rumors about her condition, physical and otherwise, have been rampant, and her new coach, Don Laws, has his own views on the problem.
The effect that this has on her skating performance, I think, is more in the psychological problem rather than physical, because the physical is being taken care of. I've only worked with Tiffany for 6 weeks now, and I don't know her that well. And having been off the ice and only on for 6 weeks, I'm very alert as to whether she's having an emotional problem. I think she is. It's a pressure, defending your title at best. But she's defending it under unusual circumstances, and we're taking care of that.
I do feel in many ways that I'm trying to make a comeback.
But you never envisioned that.
No, I didn't. I never envisioned myself being, you know, in a point where I wouldn't be on top in everybody's minds.
Tiffany knows the '88 Olympics are really just down the road, and that right now there are 2 ladies-in-waiting, each ready to seize the national title. They're last year's U.S. bronze and silver medalists, both 18 years old, Caryn Kadavy and Debi Thomas.
Yes, this is my methyl ethyl ketone molecule, I think. And we're supposed to do these models in chemistry, and I'm not sure if I did it right.
As a freshman at Stanford, Debi wants to be a doctor as well as a champion. The last person to do that was Tenley Albright. But perhaps her biggest challenge is being a black in the overwhelmingly white sport of figure skating.
Skating has been very good for me, but, you know, there were times where I wasn't sure what was going to happen with my skating career, because it is a judge sport, and I realized, you know, this sport is kind of flaky. There's not that many people that make it, you know, just with skating. And so I had decided, you know, I'm going to go on to college. You know, I am the first black skater to be on the U.S. World Team. And it's, you know, I guess I'm sort of a pioneer. I don't know. Black children aren't exposed to things like figure skating. It's not really that big a deal to me, because I've always sort of just been myself, and I never really thought about it. But I know I have to go out and earn it. It's not something that they're just going to say, well, we feel like having a black skater be our champion this year, so we'll let Debi have it. I mean, I'm going to have to skate just as hard as everybody else.
Just a few years ago, Caryn Kadavy was living in her hometown of Erie, Pennsylvania. Like Debi Thomas, she too was faced with the uncertainties of the skating world, actually had resigned herself to giving it up. But then came a chance phone call from the famous coach Carlo Fassi, and she now finds herself in Colorado Springs with her mother Marlene. She's a high school senior, not only athletic on the ice, but is said to possess the artistry of Peggy Fleming. Coach Carlo Fossi thinks she and Debi Thomas are the ones to beat, not Tiffany Chin.
I still am the underdog compared to Debi and also Tiffany. My coach is out. I mean, he's very forward with things, and he comes out with saying, yes, it's down to these people. And of course, I am skating my best right now. And all I can say is it sure does come out to be probably between Debi and me, because I know how Debi is skating. And she has won both of her international competitions, and so have I. So I feel it probably does come down to us. We are the ones that people are looking at right now.
So will it be the fragile China doll overcoming adversity and injury, coming from behind to retain her national championship? Or will Debi Thomas prove two things, that a black can win the title and that a serious student can skate and win as well? Or will Caryn Kadavy, placed between the two in the standings, slip into first and stand on the highest step of the podium? And now we're live at Nassau Coliseum, and there is Caryn Kadavy. All of these girls, the same age, 18. She's from Erie, Pennsylvania, Carrie. Caryn is, her father is the president of the local skating club, in fact. Now here is Debi Thomas. All of them getting ready for their final performance. She carrying the burden of a full load of scholarship as a pre-med student, a freshman at Stanford. And now Tiffany Chin, with not only her physical problems, but a tremendous psychological problem. She hasn't had any fun at this sport for a long time. All three ready for their final performances, and only one, of course, will win. We'll be back for the live coverage